You walk into the room and you see it. Next to the couch, in the corner of the hallway, or right in front of the litter box, 10 centimeters from it. The box is where it always is, clean, in its spot. You look at your cat. He looks at you. You think, he did it on purpose, out of spite, revenge, for being gone too long, for the guest you had over, for the late dinner. Cats don't do revenge. The concept doesn't exist for them, not neurologically, not evolutionarily. Revenge requires the ability to hold a grudge over time and link it to a specific action hours later. A cat's brain doesn't work that way, not because cats are simpler, but because they're wired differently. When he goes outside the box, he's telling you something. You hear spite. He's saying something else entirely. Number 5 on this list is the one that'll make you look back at your cat's behavior over the last few months and see it differently. 8 reasons. The first is the most obvious. The last one you won't see coming. 1. Smell. You clean the box once a day or every 2 days, sometimes less when life gets in the way. Looks fine, smells tolerable. You walk past and don't think twice. He does. A cat's sense of smell is roughly 14 times sharper than a human's. That's not a difference in perception, it's anatomy. Around 200 million olfactory receptors in a cat versus about 5 million in us. What you catch as a faint background odor hits him the way walking into an unventilated room after several days without cleaning would hit you. Every single time he approaches. In the wild, a cat never returns to the same spot twice, specifically to avoid leaving traces for predators. This isn't hygiene in any human sense. It's a survival program that runs in every domestic cat, regardless of whether they've spent their entire life in an apartment and never seen a blade of grass. The instinct doesn't know about litter. It knows one thing: a place that smells is an unsafe place. When the box is full, he finds another spot. Not out of spite, the program ran. Clean it every day. If you have 2 cats, twice a day. That's not perfectionism. That's the minimum below which he starts looking for alternatives. 2. Size. Most litter boxes sold in pet stores are too small for an adult cat. Not slightly too small, significantly. Before squatting, a cat turns around, sniffs, repositions several times. She needs room to maneuver. That's not pickiness, it's instinctive behavior tied to survival. Making sure the spot is clean, that the exit is clear, that she can leave fast. Veterinary behaviorists use a simple rule. The box should be at least 1.5 times the length of the cat from nose to base of tail. An average adult cat measures 40 to 50 centimeters. That means the box needs to be at least 60 to 70 centimeters long. Most standard pet store boxes run 35 to 40. A cat who doesn't fit won't explain that it's too cramped. He'll step over the edge, because that's where the space is. Or he'll find somewhere he can actually turn around. Measure your cat. Measure the box. If the ratio is less than 1.5, that's already your answer. 3. Litter. You bought a new litter, lavender scented or pine, or something marketed as fresh. It smells better to you. Your cat disagrees. A cat's olfactory system doesn't process synthetic fragrances as neutral. Lavender, citrus, pine in concentrated form, these are either smells that don't exist in nature in that combination, or they signal a foreign territory, or they're simply unknown. An unfamiliar smell in a place that's supposed to feel safe is a warning signal. Scented litter doesn't mask the box smell for a cat. It adds another layer she doesn't trust. A 2017 study found that cats consistently prefer fine, unscented clumping litter, the texture closest to soft soil or sand. That's what cats used for thousands of years of evolution. The body remembers even when the brain has never seen actual dirt. If you recently switched litters, that's the first thing to check. Go back to the previous one. Watch what happens over a week. 4. Location. The box is in the bathroom, because that's the easiest spot to clean. Or in the corner behind the washing machine. Or in the closet with the door mostly shut. Make sense to you? Smell is contained, out of the way. For a cat, the act of defecating is a moment of physical vulnerability. In the wild, that's exactly when a predator or territorial rival might catch them off guard. Body occupied, attention split, escape difficult. So a cat instinctively looks for a spot with good sightlines, multiple exit routes, no dead ends. A bathroom behind a closed door is a trap with one way out. A corner behind the washer is a dead end with zero visibility. The nervous system registers both as risk. He'll still use it because there's no other option, but every time with low-level background anxiety. And if something scared him there once, a door slammed, the machine started up, someone walked in, the fear doesn't attach to the cause, it attaches to the place. The box itself becomes a source of anxiety. He goes looking for somewhere he can feel safe. Put the box where he can see the room's entrances, not in a dead end, not around a corner. That one change shifts how he feels during the most vulnerable moment of his day. 5. Stress. This is the one that'll make you reread the last few months differently. Cats respond to stress through their bladder, literally, physiologically. Under chronic stress, cats develop feline idiopathic cystitis, bladder inflammation with no bacterial infection, directly linked to cortisol levels. Urinating becomes painful, frequent, unpredictable. He doesn't make it to the box in time. Or he does, feels pain there, and the brain records, box equals pain. He starts avoiding it, looking for somewhere else. The pain doesn't go away. The location changes. What causes stress in a cat? Moving, a new person in the home, a new animal, rearranged furniture, a changed daily routine, noisy construction next door, a conflict between cats that you don't notice, all of it, without a single sound from him. He won't show you he's anxious, not because he can't, because a solitary predator doesn't show weakness. It's an evolutionary lock stronger than any urge to communicate distress. If the litter box problem started after some change in the home, connect those two events. It's not a coincidence. It's cause and effect, not personality, not spite. A nervous system responding to what changed. He won't explain what's wrong, not because he's stubborn, because he has no words, and never did. Everything happening inside, the pain, the anxiety, the discomfort, stays there, inside. What you see from outside is only the outcome, and you call it spite. It was a question, a quiet one, the only way he knows how to ask. Let's keep going. 6. Pain. When a cat starts missing the box, the first thing an owner thinks is personality, behavior, protest. The last thing they think of is pain. Cats hide pain. That's not a personality trait. It's the evolutionary mechanism of a solitary predator. Showing weakness attracts threat. A sick cat acts almost like a healthy one, until it can't anymore. Urinary tract disease, bacterial cystitis, constipation, kidney disease, intestinal inflammation, all of these change litter box behavior. And none of them will announce themselves through vocalizing or obvious symptoms in the early stages. You won't see that he's in pain. You'll see that he's going in the wrong place. The mechanism is specific. The cat experiences pain during urination or defecation. The brain records the association. Box equals pain. He starts avoiding the box and looking for somewhere else. The couch, a rug, a corner, hoping it'll be different there. It isn't. But the box is now marked as a source of pain. They are signals you can't ignore. He goes frequently and produces very little. He sits in the box for a long time with no result. He's grooming under his tail more than usual. You've seen traces of blood. That's not a behavioral question. That's a veterinary one. And it doesn't wait a week. 7. Competition. If you have more than one cat at home, you almost certainly don't have enough boxes. Even if both cats are using what's there and you don't notice any conflict. The rule used by veterinary behaviorists: number of boxes equals number of cats plus 1. 2 cats, 3 boxes. 3 cats, 4. That's not excessive caution. It's the minimum that gives every cat guaranteed access without having to wait or compete. Cats are territorial, and competition between them rarely looks like a fight. One cat can control a box through presence alone, lying nearby, walking past at the right moment, just watching. The second cat picks up on this without a sound, doesn't go, waits. Sometimes can't hold it and finds somewhere else. You don't see the conflict because it never takes an open form. There's just pressure, silent and constant. Add a box. Put it in a different part of the apartment, not next to the existing one, otherwise one cat will control both. Watch what happens over a week. 8. Age. The last one, and the quietest. Cats age invisibly, not the way humans do. No obvious external signs in the early stages, no complaints, almost no behavioral changes that immediately stand out. Arthritis in cats is far more common than most people assume. A study published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that in cats over 8 years old, radiographic signs of arthritis in some form show up in approximately 90% of cases. 90. Nearly every senior cat. A box with high sides that he used to clear without a thought at 2 years old, at 8 or 9 might require a movement that hurts, especially in the morning, especially in winter. He'll try. Sometimes he won't lift his paw quite high enough. Sometimes he'll choose a spot where there's no climbing required at all. You see it. Wrong spot again. You think, he's gotten completely spoiled. He's only thinking one thing. It hurts to get in. And he does the only thing he knows how. Looks for another way. A box with a low entry or a cutout in the side isn't a luxury. For a senior cat, it's the difference between pain on every single trip and no pain at all. He won't ask for it, but you can give it without waiting for it to become impossible to miss. How many times over these months or years did you see it and think, out of spite? And how many times during all of that did he still come to you, sat beside you, put his paw on your hand, purred? He didn't know you were thinking badly of him. He just kept coming, because you are his world, the only one there is. He never complained once, not because nothing was wrong, because complaining isn't his language. His language is behavior. And all this time, while you were reading Spite, he was asking you a question. Sometimes about a dirty box, sometimes about pain, sometimes about fear in a bathroom with a slammed door. Now you know how to tell the difference. Check the box today, just one thing. Tomorrow he might actually be in it. He's still choosing you. Leave a comment. Which of these surprised you, and has your cat ever done something like this? Sometimes one comment helps another owner understand what's happening with their cat right now. Subscribe. Every video here says what your cat can't put into words. Next video, what purring actually means when a cat is sick, and why the sound you're hearing isn't what you think it is.